Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to round 2 of the Oopsa Berries versus Killing is Just a Means of Communication match. The teams have swapped sides, and now Oopsa Berries is on ANS this time, and Team 2 is OSP, and this is Killing is Just a Means of Communication. Team 1, we have Tropical Depression, Razgirl, Flying Dog, and Sergeant Gamer. Team 2, Rex Alley, Zigzag, Lost Leviathan, and Chopsticks. We are here on Tumbleweed, the best map in the game other than Caltrop. As the teams begin to deploy, we can take a look at their initial deployment here. Looks like Oopsa Berries electing to do like the same thing they did last time, where they just all deploy high. I'm assuming they're just flanking and pushing onto like D and then like C or something. We will see if that works for them. It did not work for them last time. It is currently 0-1 in favor of Killing is Just a Means of Communication. OSP here deploying relatively even spread along the top here. Interesting, we've seen OSP deploy with like less assets in both matches so far, as it looks like ANS has a lot more than OSP does. Very interesting, although it does look like this is a monitor ball here, +4 escorts. We shall actually see what that is when we load in, but that is just my initial guess. 2 escorts up here. Never mind. Perhaps OSP has the holes. Yeah, you don't really see a lot of escorting ships here, do you? Oh, you'd have some. Never mind. But neither side going low towards A, as A point is just wide open. No one's at A. What are you doing? There's a cap point there. You gotta go there. Although. We'll see how this turns out. Tumbleweed being a very close range, very, very tight map. Lots of short range engagements tend to happen here. We will see who that favors this match. ANS does have beams, but OSP has those obelisk liners that can put out quite a lot of damage at close range. 30 seconds left on the deployment screen. We are just waiting on Leviathan to ready up here. Yep, I should also mention that Leviathan is playing on a Steam Deck and has been playing on a Steam Deck for pretty much the entire time. Very based of them to do that. I want to see them win the tournament on a Steam Deck just to laugh at things. We have a fleet carrier here from Killing is Just a Means of Communication. We will see who brought that later on. Alrighty, let's take a look at the teams. Razgirl, double Axford here. S2 backpack on one of them. S2 backpack on both of them. I'm assuming we have some SDMs in here. Yep, SDMs and SGMs, potentially breadsticks, or potentially those are offensive. Very skeletal on the insides. Those two teams in one restore. Okay. Perhaps too much points going into missiles on these Axfords. We will see how that turns out for them. Typically, you see a lot more damage control on these things. These are the frontline assets that your fleet is bringing. You want them to be absorbing as much fire as possible. Doesn't look like there's any other frontline on ANS, so that's a little rough. Looks like Sergeant here has the... I was going to say cap fleet, but this is a formation of 3 What? Oh, what do we have here? Torpedos? Torpedoes? SDMs? What is this? We shall see what this is all about. Sprinter torpedo rush. Oh dear, Sprinter torpedo rush. 2 squadrons of 4 sprinters with torpedoes and SDMs rushing across the top. Interesting. Flying Doggo down here with the mixture of 250, 120 voxels. Jamming frigate. Oh no, that frigate is in formation with the voxels. For people who don't know, you do not want to be running anything in formation with voxels other than more voxels or sprinters, as the frigate, being very slow and not really maneuverable, slows down the voxels as they slow down to compensate for the small ship. Whiplash Dragonfly in these. Yeah, so yeah, they do have the maneuver. They have too high maneuverability for this frigate here, unfortunately. And then Tropical Depression, bringing another gun voxel. We have a more conventional drive setup. In my conventional drive setup, we have small drives again. Please, please put big drives in your ships. I beg of you. Why are we doing this? Your drives are just going to get knocked out in like the first 5 minutes, and you're just going to be stuck doing nothing. Looks like this ship does have a SDM point defense escort supporting it. Does it have any jamming? Nope, there is jamming on the voxel. That's always nice to see. Small VLS-1 on the back. You can put the big VLS-1 on the back for no extra points, and it has more health. We also have some missile rains heading towards the center of the map. These things are heading for E point. What do these have on them? Torpedoes. Torpedoes? Okay, it looks like ANS brought Oopsa torpedoes. Alright, as we see some S1s being fired out at this cap ship here. I haven't even looked at OSP's fleet. Quickly. Chopsticks running a 450 Acello, Sarissa's Auroras, Standard Insides, Dragonfly Drive, and a Sun Drive. Alright. Spyglass, I'm assuming it's a support fleet for a cap. Yep, we have some rocket shuttles and some gun shuttles here. So it looks like they're running a half-cap DAD fleet with the Acello. Very nice. It looks like these ships are all in formation. Two very, very powerful hunting groups. Leviathan's running another Acello. Looks like a very similar build to what we saw before. Aurora's, Sarissa's, 450s. Reinforced drive in there, okay. And an escort carrier on the other side of the map. What do we have in here? 2 claymores and a bunch of What? These aren't Tontos. My brain like stopped. It like stalled for a second when I saw them named Tontos. Rex Alley running the fleet carrier. I'm assuming we got a lot more surgeons in here. Yep. The Barracuda is named correctly in this fleet, and there's a fuck ton of them. Holy shit. That's a lot. And SigStack, I correctly guessed, does have the monitor ball here. It looks like we're opting to run a lot of C90s here. The Acello pulling in close with the monitors. That's what you want to see. The Acello can support these monitors with its Auroras and soft kill. Very, very useful combo to have here. What's going on? D point. More S1s going into the decap here. It is not enough, as these Corvettes are just ignoring the point. They're just going. They're on a mission. They're trying to get torpedoes into the carriers. Very interesting tactics here. One of the Axfords are already locked, I'm assuming, by this Acello here. This Acello, it might see these 2 Axfords and try and like withdraw. It doesn't know that these things have no resource and no damage control. If this Acello commits to the fight, it might win this engagement. The monitors over here electing to go for the E point. This is typically where you see monitors go on this map. The bombshells going out into the frigates. Oh no! Oh no! Oh the humanity, as bombshells completely counter swarms of frigates and corvettes. That is a rather unfortunate matchup to meet, and as long as these ships keep their range, those torpedoes are going to do absolutely nothing. RPF going into this Acello here, as this Acello perhaps realizing what this is. No, it's electing to go for the creatures. SDM's out from the backpack of these voxels going into Bolt Squadron. Bolt Squadron being a rocket strike squadron. Starts to shoot down the SDMs. However, these ships very smartly playing within the point defense range of their allies. The SDMs being shot down as they try to go for them. The shuttles, not the shuttles, the sprinters swinging back around, going back to D point, perhaps realizing that maybe that wasn't the best idea. Oh no, it got rocket shuttled. Chopsticks, rocket swarm, flanking around while I wasn't looking, getting a massive rocket dump into this Axford, and this Axford doesn't have the resource to bring this stuff back up. Oh no! Oh, that is rather unfortunate first strike for the, OSP just completely, almost just completely mission kills this thing. More Auroras going out, as I saw Aurora fire from something. Was that an Aurora on this thing's belly? That is an Aurora on this thing's belly. Okay. Looks like the Acello has swapped fire to this this voxel here, as it begins to take some fire. It does have a Raider Whiplash, which means it can orbit dodge a little bit. However, they're electing to lock the escort, perhaps thinking that's where the jamming's coming from. Not realizing that the jamming is from the voxel itself. These are torpedoes with self-screening jammers. Leviathan needs to battle sword his Aurora. Oh no! Alright, one gets down. You need to battle short your Aurora, like, immediately, or those torpedoes are gonna start getting through. They are act only. Despite being act only, they completely ignore the chaff. Well, at least one of them does. The other one going for the chaff. Act only torpedoes is certainly a decision, especially when they have self-screening jammer. What is going on here? SDM's long range out from these Corvettes here as, okay, this is thumbnail material here, as the chaos just begins to unfold around the monitors here. Grizzly Squadron, a massed Spearfish strike squadron, being escorted by the Barracudas there, or should I say Tontos. Nope, those actually are the Barracudas. Multiple SDMs do hit these things, so they do lose 2 of their squadrons. But these things need to get into cover, else they're just going to get obliterated by the SDMs. Was that a torpedo? No, that was an SDM. This entire engagement, rather interesting so far, is multiple clusters of small engagements happen all over the map. Torpedoes out on the other Acello. These are Act A-Rad valve. These are mixed salvos. These are going to get through. No Pavises anywhere in sight as this Acello takes massive damage. CIC down, magazine down. This thing is temporarily knocked out of the fight, although with only the torpedoes in the area, I don't think that ANS has anything to actually knock this thing out. The Axfords are withdrawing here. There's nothing to actually kill this thing. This Acello can restore and get into cover. Reactor overload. No criticals, so that means that reactor will be repaired in short order, and the overload stopped. The missile rush not really working out, and what happened here? How did Leviathan lose this? What hit this thing? Torpedoes? Yeah, that was more torpedo strikes. Some of them getting through, managing to knock out this thing's magazine as Leviathan tries to withdraw this thing back into cover. I have no idea how to react to this. What is going on? More SDMs out on this massive cluster of Barracudas here. Hustler Squadron, which was trying to escort Breacher. Breacher has most of its Spearfish already launched on something. I'm assuming they tried launching on these. Oh, yep, that's what it hit. These Sprinters starting to take heavy losses from both the carrier and I'm assuming the nope, just the carrier. They're just all here at the same place. OSP's fleet carrier is detected. This thing needs to get strikes off immediately. Impulse puts lots of R1s into this already dead Sprinter here. Rather unfortunate target selection. Doesn't ensure that it is nice and killed, though, I suppose. The Cat War is just a nightmare. D-Point going back into the hands of ANS here is one of the damaged Sprinters managed to get back on. More torpedoes down to the Queen Elizabeth. Those are the ones that actually have proper seekers on them. Multiple hits, and that Acello is not looking too good. The other one detonates. ANS has just lost 2 of its Acellos, effectively. All that's left is the monitor ball and the fleet carrier. As Oopsa Berries completely flipping the script on what happened last time. This massive push over the top successfully working as multiple OSP frontline fleets and various assets getting just chewed up by those torpedoes. More torpedo hits into this monitor ball. We shall see, though, if what ANS has is enough to counter the what's left of ANS. Chopstick surrendering out of assets entirely. This fleet carrier's got its work cut out for it as it has multiple fleets that it needs to prioritize immediately to take out for OSP here. OSP down on caps as well. They are ahead on the points, though. Missiles do go out into these shuttles here of Sprinters. Once again, I mistake the names. I am very good at this, I swear. As these Sprinters dive on the fleets that counters them. I do not know why they're trying to engage these monitors. They will not be doing much at all. The Axfords, realizing that there's an opening, push forward, getting some fire into these monitors. A very strange twist here as, yeah, ANS is pushed to the back as this massive torp rush. More torpedoes out. Does this fleet have Pavises? No, only flak. They do have jamming. Or is it enough? No, the Warbler's not online. That wasn't even a Warbler. That was a Omni. As multiple torpedoes find their way into these monitors here. Yeah, the monitors, yeah, like Flynn said, the monitors here probably could just push in. Nothing can stop them. The problem is that they've been pushed to the back by all these torpedoes. I don't think they want to push at the moment. The fleet carrier, ANS's fleet, or not ANS's, OSP's fleet carrier going unspotted, but it hasn't moved from where it was before. ANS knows that it's there. The monitors pushing on to the monitors getting engaged by these voxels. As the voxels push forward, they're armor stripped. They got detonated on at the point. More torpedoes out on the already crippled monitor. OSP needs to start engaging these voxels, needs to start pushing into them. Command HE-shaped missiles. Those are S2Hs out, and there's no comms jamming to be seen as all of those find their way home. Unfortunately, they were all on the... Wait, how many... ANS is not letting up as more missiles come out onto these monitors. ANS realizing what they've done, they see that there is an opening, and they are taking full advantage of that as they push out onto these monitors trapped in the corner here. OSP bleeding assets left and right as, yeah, ANS is just not letting up. This carrier needs to start getting strikes in on those voxels, and fast if these monitors are going to have any hope of pushing forward. S2's out on this Axford here. Both hit, dealing some minor damage to the nose. There are no restores on this thing to really... Well, there is one, but there's not a lot of restores on this thing to bring things back up. The other one is completely combat incapable, having lost all its restores and all its guns. This is why you bring restores, people. More S2s out on the various assets scattered around the map. This frigate is probably going to get a couple hits here. 1, 2, 3 as this thing takes some pretty crippling damage, although it does 2 restores. It can bring that stuff back online if it so chooses. Massive Barracuda strike out here. This is an R1 strike. They are going for multiple things simultaneously. As multiple of those frigates take hits. This is exactly what OSP needs to be doing here. It needs to be getting those strikes onto the light assets that ANS has that are out of munitions. Leviathan's Acello is still combat functional despite taking massive damage, able to restore enough of it to get things back working. This monitor ball here just completely pushed back into the corner here by these 3 voxels. You normally don't see that every day. Normally it's the other way around. Excellent plays from both, that was Doggo and Tropical Depression's fleet over here, just laying it into OSP. SCMs do find their way home onto Hot Rod and Hustler Squadron, although it doesn't look like they lose all that much. This Axford is just pushing forward. Does Home One have any bombers being prepped to deal with that? No! You only have 3 bombers left! Are there any bombers out around the map? No! There's nothing, there's not a whole lot to stop this Axford from just pushing onto OSP's fleet carrier. This carrier needs to move like yesterday, or it's just going to get picked apart by 450. Although no Dragoon Squadron. Those are R3 rockets. I spoke too soon. I did not see this squadron up as a bunch of Spearfish collide with this Axford here, knocking out its magazine, but only temporarily. This Axford is still completely able to just kill this fleet carrier if it manages to get that thing restored in time. Torpedoes out on the Axford here. Its magazine is down. No, it brings it back online. Supporting fire from the other ship there. Knocks out the magazine again. OSP is just losing monitors left and right here. More S2Hs out on the Ocello here. This Ocello's point defense has been completely, like, knocked out. Does it have comms jamming still? It does not. Massive strike into that, and its structure broken. This is incredible performance from Oopsa Berries here, as they just take the advantage at the beginning of the match by that massive torp rush and just don't stop pushing OSP. OSP is just pushed into this corner here entirely. As Axford's guns are online as they start getting fire into this fleet carrier finally recognizing that it is in very big danger here. No restores, no damage control teams. If any fire gets started on this thing, it is a ticking time clock for this thing. There goes the bulk mag! The bulk mag taken out on this fleet carrier here as it is mission killed, unable to resupply its craft. Checkmate Squadron does have Spearfish left. They will be hitting a strike onto this Axford, but unfortunately, it's too little too late to save their carrier. Most of those rockets being soaked in by the nose. The monitors here just completely damaged. As ANS is going to get the 4-cap here. I'm impressed they didn't already. Well, to be fair, no one was down here at A point to begin with, so... Leviathan still has an escort carrier over here, but I do not think it will be enough. This Axford is completely just mission killed at this point, so it will not be really doing a lot. More R1s go into this sprinter here. OSP desperately firing 35 Flechette into a, Oh my gosh, this is an insane match we've had so far. More missiles into this poor fleet carrier here, although it is just out of the match already. These voxels here are pushing forward. They're going to finish off some of the monitors here. OSP down to 2 monitors left. One of them is structure broken. Piranha rockets. Were those Piranha rockets out from this monitor here? Who fired those? You fired those. You have rockets. That's not what I was expecting. More torpedoes out into the Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, ANS just making sure that OSP's ships just never come back online. An impressive performance from Oopsa Berries. Just the push just never stops for them as they just keep on going. Yeah, the fleet carrier gone. OSP doesn't have a lot of assets left. They have an escort carrier, but it's completely... It does not have strike capability, I don't think. KBUs, some perch rockets. You have a lot of perch rockets, but... Yeah, not a lot to deal with these, Voxels and Axfords. Complete map dominance from, Oopsa Berries here, as they just rush the torps into ANS's or OSP's frontline and just deny them the ability to do much of anything. Multiple reactor detonations in quick succession there. As yeah, this poor Ocello is just gonna get finished off by those voxels and the Axford as it comes around the corner here. Yep, there it goes. Killing is just a means of communication down to 4 assets. That is not enough to swing the match, although they are getting a point with one of the remaining monitors. Their assets left are very slow. I don't think it's going to be enough to really flip the script on this match. Yeah, I think that Oopsa Berries takes this here with the masterful torp rush into OSP's frontline. Just completely shatters it at the opening stages of the map and just doesn't stop, doesn't let him recover. Excellent play from them. You know, the various assets around the map just that OSP still has are just they're not enough. OSP go to get a couple kills with the mines. A little bit of damage with the mines as maybe one of these ships steps onto sea potentially. We shall see, though. It looks like a lot of them electing to just ignore the sea point and just do whatever they want. Yeah. KBU strike against this Axford here, although... Yeah, this Axford still has point defense. It's not going to be enough. This is... Oh! To get through! That's not what I was expecting. You still have plenty of point defense ammo. Why did you stop firing? Very strange. Although, unfortunately, Leviathan losing that entire squadron for that strike that did pretty much nothing. Yeah, Leviathan noticing that their planes didn't drop any of their bombs. We've had this... There was a... in the first tournament game we did today, we had a lot of people... talking about how their bombers weren't deploying their munitions despite being in range. Perhaps that's just a PTB thing. We might have to talk to Liss about that. Perhaps there is a bug there. We'll ask the other tournament teams if they experienced that as well, because, yeah, we're on PTB because PTB is a little bit more balanced right now. There have been a couple bug fixes that are different from main. However, there are very obviously some more bugs here. And yeah, here you can see for the why I don't like running frigates with the voxels here. You can see these voxels stuck at 15 meters per second because this poor ship has its engine shut out and is unable to accelerate. So these voxels losing one of their biggest strengths, that being their speed here, because they have to slow down to accommodate this frigate. ANSO does detect the mines on sea point, so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do much of anything. I too have had issues on main branch with fighters dropping all their bombs, trying to evade fire. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, it could just be a Neb thing at the moment, but yeah. No, yeah, like I keep saying, masterful play from Oopsa Berries as yeah, they're definitely going to take this. They're going to make it 1-1, and it's going to be, we're going to have a third match today. I'm loving these close rounds we've been having, or close matches we've been having. We've done 3 matches on both the tournament games today. Mine deploys, although it's only a manic, those defenders are going to be able to clean it up. And I think now it's just waiting game as OSP slowly loses the rest of their assets around the map. Leviathan's escort carrier being caught out by these Axfords starts taking 450 fire. They're not tracked on radar. This Axford firing at a visual track. Oh, there's the radar track. Hits into the drive immediately as this journeyman I do not think is going to be able to get out of there. Although this journeyman is like... This journeyman is already just like empty. Out of bombs. Low on pretty much everything else.
Secured zone comment.
And that is a 4 cap for ANS to no one's surprise. The only cap point that OSP managing to hold is A point. Although it does like OSP is going to secure the B point here momentarily with this one of these last remaining monitors. Although this journeyman I do not think... Oh, might get out of here. Although it getting out of here is not going to really change any of the outcome of this match. Yeah, those experts firing at a visual track, not all that accurate. These experts, although they did, the push with them did work, they did lose a lot of their radars and panels and stuff. So not really able to see the enemy as effectively as they would like to, but at this point, that's a moot point. Doesn't really matter. Voxels are moving over here, looking to potentially... I have no idea where these guys are going. Yeah. Maybe trying to ambush... Oh, it looks like they're trying to ambush this monitor. Do a military victory. Although, yeah, there's the surrender from Leviathan as they recognize that this match is over. Reactor detonation from the Ocello, it looks like. As yeah, 2 monitors left is not enough to swing this in OSP's victory. And there's the surrender, yeah. As that's official, as Oopsa Berries wins this one, bringing it to 1-1. We are on to Blood Moon for round 3, and I will see you there.